Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. It's time for my favourite part of the week, and that is Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie, the Hurricane Skillen, and it's a very special day because it's the Hurricane's birthday. So make sure that you wish him happy birthday in the comments below.
26.
26. Many happy returns.
Thanks, mate.
You're looking very well for it.
Yeah, I feel a bit old. I know. I still look 18, but yeah.
Yeah, you
26.
certainly do. You act it as well.
Oh, thanks.
I have a little bit of an issue.
Hang on. Before we go any further, just want to say well done. 50,000 subscribers.
Guys,
This man, the lads behind the scenes. I mean, actually, to be fair, he does very, very little. the lads behind the scenes,
and most importantly, you guys for subscribing. Yeah. Thank you all so much. We are touched. We are really over the moon.
Yeah, it's great news.
It's huge. I did a video earlier on today with the Football Republic. We filmed it at Wembley Stadium. It was incredible. And I was talking to the good lads over there. Make sure you check out the Football Republic, by the way. They are a fantastic YouTube channel. And my friend who runs that channel, a guy called Adam Boltwood.
Yeah.
I did a show with him called The Rumorator.
Okay.
Very good show. I'm a bit worried about certain rumours that he's been throwing my way, so I thought I would get the master in to find out how much weight we should put in the rumours.
Nice one.
The first one that Adam threw my way was Loic Remy. Loic Remy is a potential target, according to Adam Boltwood, who is a Tottenham fan, so he may have a vested interest here. But Adam Boltwood told me that Loic Remy could be on the verge of joining Tottenham Hotspur.
I don't think it's anywhere near as close as Adam thinks. Loic Remy is an obvious one to be linked away. He doesn't get the games that he should get. He doesn't get the games that he deserves, and he doesn't get the games that the teams that want him think he should. I think you're looking at teams like Newcastle and Villa. Tottenham need a striker, but I think they're far more interested in someone like Cedar Berahino.
Right. See, my fear was that somebody like Loic Remy could actually carry Tottenham. Like Tottenham's one flaw at the moment. It's a flaw that we should be hanging on to. Is the fact that they don't have a centre forward to replace Kane where necessary. Yeah. We've already made a huge error this year, and that was by giving Arsenal a massive chance of winning the Premier League by gifting them their problem position, Petr Cech.
Yep.
We don't want to help Tottenham in a similar circumstance, do we?
Well, no, and I mean, to be honest, I'd argue we've got much the same problem. Diego Costa's injured at the minute, Remy's injured, Falcao, God knows where he is. But so it's not quite clear who's going to start up front against West Brom. Hopefully Costa can get fit in time. I don't think Chelsea have good depth at centre forward in the slightest, and certainly Remy will not be leaving the club unless Chelsea buy. Right.
So this Remy to Tottenham thing is something that, because it's a
but I mean even I'd say Tottenham's an unlikely destination as it stands.
Do you know what it did? It catapulted me back to 2008. One of my most unhappy memories at Wembley Stadium is when Woodgate scored a header.
Yeah, that was grim.
When Avram Grant was manager in 2008. That was one of my lowest moments at Wembley Stadium. I had a very similar low moment today when Adam told me that Loic Remy, standing in Wembley Stadium, hearing that Loic Remy could be going to Tottenham to galvanise their title push. Tell me it's not happening. Just please say those words, Charlie.
Tottenham's title push definitely isn't happening. I don't think. To be fair, I think they've got a very good young team, a core of young English talent, and I think it's an example that should actually be followed. But I can't see Spurs going that extra mile to win the league. And in the case of Remy, if Remy does leave the club, it will involve Chelsea signing players, and I think it will be left right to the end of the transfer window. And I think that Tottenham and Berahino is a match made in heaven. They want Berahino big time. West Brom and Tony Pulis are completely fallen out of love with him. Berahino will not be a West Brom player. In this window. And Berahino fits Tottenham's profile way more. He's homegrown, he's young. He's a young, potential England international. Remy's what, 28, 29?
Yeah. When you say that you think that the Tottenham template should be followed, and you think it's a good example, is that what you're referring to there, the youth, and the way that they've blooded players like Dele? If Dele Alli, as magnificent a football player as he looks, it's fair to say if he were a Chelsea player, we wouldn't have heard of it. Well, we would have, but people outside of Chelsea would. We actually reported this at the Mail a couple of months ago when Alli first came to prominence, in the Premier League anyway, is that Chelsea didn't pursue the signing of Dele Alli from MK Dons because they thought Lewis Baker was better. Right.
For that age group.
Maybe he is, who knows?
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously, Lewis Baker is playing very well, but obviously he's playing.
He's never been given a chance in Premier League.
Full Vitesse, yeah. So, I mean, that just shows the difference in the mentalities between the two clubs. But
right, massive. Well, Charlie, you've mentioned it already and kind of touched on the issue. Chelsea need a centre forward.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Another thing that Adam Boltwood at the Football Republic mentioned to me was Carlos Bacca.
Yeah, now, there's a lot of names being thrown about, and I think this week particularly is going to be really, really interesting because say Chelsea get 6 points from these two games, West Brom and Everton, I think they'll be fairly happy that they're not going to go down, and I think that that they probably would have jumped quite a few places in the table. It might, we did that video with Jack the other day, the transfer special, and I said that I didn't think Bamford would be involved. I think that's about 50-50 now from what we've heard more recently.
So he has a chance?
I think he has a chance of being involved in the squad.
That's really good news.
Hiddink is ready to use some of those players. I think it's going to be very, very tough for any decent player signing for Chelsea this January. The manager is going to change in the summer, obviously. I'd be surprised if, a host of first-team players didn't leave and a host of new ones come in. By their own making, Chelsea have got to have an absolutely clean slate next summer. New manager, new ideas, new backroom staff,
so you don't
new
think Bacca
players.
fits the bill, really? He was part of that Sevilla team.
I'm not saying he doesn't fit the bill. He's a very, very talented player. I think from what we've heard, people like him and Chickzera are the most likely to join Chelsea in January. And it will, if it comes to that, if it comes to, Chelsea maybe don't get the points they want from these games, then they might look at doing something different. Or, if it looks like Costa's going to be out for a while, Remy's going to be out for a while. But I just think that the club aren't going to rush into any deals this January.
Do you know what? Conversely, though, Charlie, if the results go to plan, I agree, we wouldn't be going down.
Yeah.
Could you not also use the results going to plan as a springboard in which to catapult this season into some energy and potentially sign Bacca in order to rocket up the league?
Well, look, that's the thing with this Chelsea season. You just never, ever know what's going to happen. A lot of people still think top four is achievable. I tend not to agree.
I think the gap is now too big because it would require a ridiculous amount of points to accrue. We'd have to show beyond title-winning form in order.
Exactly, and let's face it, that just hasn't happened.
It hasn't looked like it.
Chelsea played very well at Selhurst Park against the depleted Palace side. Thought they were okay against Scunthorpe, and obviously, I think what everyone took from the Scunthorpe game was Loftus-Cheek's performance and a very well taken goal in the second half. You'd like to think that he'll be used a lot more. You'd like to think that a couple more of those players can be integrated. I saw teams doing the round on Twitter. People got very, very angry with the starting lineup against Scunthorpe, but it's like, it's still an elite club. You still need to play senior players.
But if you don't play Kennedy against Scunthorpe at home, when do you play him?
No, I'd agree with that. I actually said as much. Would like to have seen Kennedy play. Kennedy's probably been the one that's impressed me the most.
Definitely.
Actually, in terms of energy, in terms of just bringing something a little bit different to the team. I think it'll. We've got two big games in very quick succession. So I'd be very surprised and disappointed if Kennedy and Loftus-Cheek
didn't feature in both.
Didn't feature. Well, didn't get a decent amount of playing time over the two games.
So we've touched on it again. We think that a centre forward is an issue for us.
Yes.
I hear that Falcao may or may not be leaving Stamford Bridge.
Well, he has. When Hiddink first arrived, Falcao was in training. He's since picked up a separate thigh injury. He's not training at the minute. In fact, last week he was actually back in Monaco. I think Chelsea are ready to draw a line under this one, but Monaco actually don't want to take him back. The onus is on Chelsea to find him another club because Chelsea signed up for the year.
Okay. Can that be anyone, or does he have to like? Do we have full reign over this?
Well, you want him in your Sunday League side, do you?
Well, yeah. I wonder. You could certainly put his name. You could put a case for him getting into the Sunday League team. It's not written off.
There's clubs in the MLS that's been talked about. I just think it's unfortunately for him, and unfortunately obviously for Chelsea fans and fans of football, because he really was at one point he was by far and away I think the best natural centre forward in the world.
Yeah.
For a couple of years at least. But I just think it's one that Chelsea are just going to have to wash their hands of in the summer.
Shame. Charlie, just before we wrap it up, just a couple of words. FA Cup draw tonight. Excited? Be tuning into the One show, presumably?
Yeah, well, as I always do.
Just an added bonus to your favourite TV show.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, I think it's between a second about Newts and
yes,
segment about some new dresses or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, of course, you know, FA Cup draws always...
Dream scenario?
Oh, I think Oxford away.
Oxford away?
Yeah.
Exciting. I'm going to go Sheffield Wednesday away.
Yeah,
guys, do us a favour. Obviously, as I mentioned at the top of the show, it's Charlie Skillen's birthday. So let him know your well wishes below. And also, let us know, who would you like to get in the FA Cup? Who's your dream draw? Go on, you Blues. I'm joined by Jack Davis, as I'm sure you know very well, and also the wonderful Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online. We're trying something a little bit different. We're going to have a more in-detail chat about things that could happen this transfer window. We've also got another guest who's going to be joining via Skype.